Take two. Because the mic was hidden behind the wardrobe. The mic was hidden behind the monitor. I have to put it behind the monitor because when I'm using that fan, you get a lot of wind noise. So, what I'm going to relate is a true story. But first of all, I've done my final song for the X Factor, and this weekend I'm awaiting the results. Evans isn't going to win. If he wins, well, it just can't happen. This high-speed version of My Way and whatever else is going to come up with, no, he can forget it, and so can Eggy. Although it was clever what Eggy did, yeah, but I mean, no way he's going to beat King Arthur. No. The rest of you can forget it as well. I will reign supreme. So, let me get on with it. A few years ago I drove minibuses for a local company, picking up disabled children. Same run every day, picked them up from home, took them to school, then in the afternoon picked them up from school and brought them home. And they were all in, got different stages of disability, but they were a very happy little crowd. And every morning, morning Arthur, say morning darlings. And they were very interested in the bird I had, the Rosella, they're very pretty, colourful parakeet, and I took a photograph of him in, and it all passed around the bush, they're all excited, and one of them went home and drew a beautiful picture from the photograph. So although they were disabled, they were quite clever, and I enjoyed that. But one day Dot, who ran the minibus company, said to me, I was the driver, the escorts dealt with the children, she says, pick up Peter at the bottom of your crescent. Usually the escorts were women, but there were a few male escorts, and I just sat and drove. Peter dealt with all the children, made sure they were strapped in and everything, and when they were incontinent and shit themselves, he went and opened all the windows, and I put the blowers on at the front, got my head hanging out the window. But that's it. But anyway, she said, pick up Peter at the bottom of your crescent. So I picked him up, and Doctor told him, Arthur will pick you up. And he just knew I was Arthur, and I knew his name was Peter. And I said to him, I live at the court. He says, I live at the crescent. I says, yeah, of course. I said, what number? He says, 18. I says, well, that's our old family home. I lived up there as a kid. He says, the house was altered. I says, really? He says, yeah. He says, the old man in there, he says, he seems quite harmless. I said, don't he frighten you? He says, no, he's been there for a long time. And we've asked around the crescent, and they said his name's Dale. I says, well, that's my name. I said, my father, he didn't exactly die in there, but he was alone, and he fell and hit his head, and he never came out of the coma. And I said, have you seen him then? Well, not me, he said, but my sister and my mother have. So this was in the afternoon. He came back to the yard with me, and I gave him a lift home in my car, and I took a photograph up there of my dad and his mother and sister. Yeah, that's him. Well, I telling somebody, and they said, well, stay away. And I do. I never go over there. And about some considerable time later, Peter's father often walks up and down the crescent doing the shopping, and I saw him over at the shops once. I said, how's your Peter going on? He says, oh, he's alright. I said, he worked with me as an escort, and he says, yeah, no. I said, I thought his dad might say, a load of rubbish. I said, Pete were telling me that you've got a ghost in there. He says, oh yeah. He says, people come to visit, especially children, and they ask who the old man is who's looking out the window. He says, and there's no old man in here. It's my bloody dad. So I don't go up there, stay away. Nah. A lot of my friends have heard this before, but I've got so many new subscribers. Well, yeah, before I forget, I've had another win on bingo. Only £2, but O's better than no. Now the thing is, I know I've been through this before. My dad was a bastard and treated my poor old mother like a dog, wiped his feet on her when she was on her deathbed, and mine ravaged with diabetes. He said she ought to be in the bleeding mental asylum, and she tried to climb out the window, screamed, tried to climb out the window to get out of his way, and after she died we all moved away and left him alone. And he fell, this is in the days before sheltered accommodation, he fell hitting his head and he never came out of the coma. He died in hospital and he's never moved on. He's not gone into the light, or he's not been allowed to. And as I said, I told old Len down the end who knocks poor Rita about, you know, I said if my dad had treated our mother better, his wife, she would have been there to care for him. You know, hopefully it'll ring a bell in Len's mind. But no, so it's still up there, but I don't go up the crescent. I don't need to. It's a cul-de-sac. When I go out the yard on my scooter, I turn left down to the bottom, then come into the court. I've no reason to go up the crescent, and I was advised to stay away, which is probably the right thing to do. So I don't know what you all think about that, but that's it. I'm sure I'll get about 6 comments from B. Arthur in the States, won't you, darling? Now I shall get all upset and offended. But that's it. Yeah, right. So what to eat tonight? Oh dear, I don't know. Every bloody night. Well, I've got a load of ham, so I'll have a couple of ham sandwiches. Yeah, cut down a bit. I could do with losing a bit of weight. So another fabulous win on bingo. Only £2, but you know, to go with the snowball I won on Monday, £25. Yeah, luck is shining on me. Because I said I want to go up Shetland, but unless I can get hold of a substantial amount of money, no. This is the right time of the year. The sun is getting very active. Sunspots are exploding, large coronal holes. There's going to be displays of the northern lights. Yeah, I want to go up there, but I've got money, but it's going to take a huge lump out of my bank account. So you know, who knows? Something might happen. Well, I wanted money. I won a snowball again today, so I feel, you know, being positive and optimistic as you're supposed to be. Always look forward, don't look back. Good things will come. Wish for good things. Not that Noel Edmonds book. Ask the universe. And I'm always out there on the balcony having a smoke, you know, and I gaze up. I just need a bit more money and I can clear off. On my own, I'll be quite happy on my own. I'll hire a car out, book bed and breakfast and all that, and the ferry crossing from Aberdeen to Lerwick on the Shetland Isles, a return ticket, and up there find a nice quiet spot on the North Atlantic coast late at night, and who knows what I might see. I didn't see a UFO. Yeah, could do. As this bloke said in this conversation he had with Larry King, people don't look up. People just busy going on with their own lives. They never think of looking up. Well, I sit out there on the balcony smoking. I'm always looking up at the sky. Yep. So that's it, I'm off. But my dad's still up there. Yeah, well, he should have treated my poor mother better. Yeah, God's judgement, isn't it, Sam? Right, I found the error and I am going to go now. Cheers, bye.